so sorry, honey.
Yeah, me too.
Telling Thorne really isn't going to be easy.
No, it certainly isn't.
He was really looking forward to this trip.
I know you were too.
To have you for a few days alone in New York, or anywhere for that matter. Oh, yes. I was definitely looking forward to that. But you know, it's funny. Things don't bother me like they used to.
I've noticed.
What a difference a month makes.
Yeah, you have changed, Logan.
My priorities have changed. I'm in a totally different space. The things that used to bother me, they don't now. It's just you, me, and our baby. You know, that's all that I can think about. All I care about. So it doesn't matter if it's New York, or LA, or Paris. Just as long as you're with me. That's all that counts, Rich. And I am so content and at peace with myself. More than I've ever been before.
Well, maybe I should get pregnant.
I highly recommend it. You noticed I haven't asked why you canceled the trip to New York. And I'm not going to ask. Because honestly, I don't care. I will be just as happy here as I would anywhere else. Does that sound weird?
Different. Sounds different, Logan.
I do wish you could feel this way. It's so unique. Like suddenly you shift gears and you're on this completely different level of concern or awareness. You know, it's hormonal or biochemical. It's a maternal instinct.
You know, you're turning me on right now.
Oh, talking about motherhood?
No, it's the hormones and the biochemistry.
Well, maybe after you talk to Thorne.
Thanks for reminding me.
Oh, honey, I'm sorry. It's gonna be okay. Why don't you just tell him the truth? Level with him about why none of us are going to New York.
Yeah, maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll do that, Logan.
Oh, good. You're in here.
Hi.
Clark around?
Nope, not yet. How's Mother and Dad?
Well, actually, that's why I was looking for you. Mother and Dad and the rest of us are thinking about taking a little mental health holiday.
Oh, when?
Well, that's the beauty of it. Tonight. Think you and Clark might be able to pull up stakes for a week?
Are you serious?
I know it sounds like a tall order, but hey, when you think about it, what the heck? We've all been through a crisis. If ever we needed a break, it's now.
Oh, it sure would be good for me. And my God, it's exactly what Clark could use.
Well, good. Then you're in?
Well, I have to clear it with him.
Oh, come on, Kristen. That guy is not going to let you go to New York without him. He's in, too. I'll tell Stella to make 2 more first-class reservations. Hey, this will really be a hoot. We'll take over the whole first-class cabin.
Thorne, did you say New York?
Oh, yeah, that's where we're going.
New York City?
And only.
Oh, Thorne, don't include us after all, okay?
Did you really mean what you said? Honestly?
What about helping you find this mystery man in Kristen's past? Of course I mean it.
You know, we don't even know it's a man.
You may not know it's a man, but I certainly do. Oh, yes, he's alive and well in New York City. I guarantee it.
You're just so certain about this.
Why do you think she is so reluctant to talk about New York City?
I don't know. Maybe she was unhappy there.
You believe that?
No.
It is a man. I will bet anything on it. Believe me, I know the effect the wrong man can make on a young woman, like Kristen or Caroline. I know it all too well.
Well, assuming it is a man, how do I find out about him? I mean, Kristen's not going to open up.
Yeah. Now, Kristen's the last one you want to talk to.
Then Clark?
No. I want to go through him either.
Well, who else is there?
Oh, Margo, there are a lot of ways to get information.
Bill, I know I don't have a right to ask for your help.
But, of course, you will.
Well, it's the only way I can hope of winning back my baby's father.
Why don't you call him by his right name? Clark Garrison.
The point is, I need your help. You know, you were the one who suggested in the first place that Mark and I deserved him more than Kristen.
That's before I knew who he was. You know, this Garrison guy seems like a real first-class flake.
Well, you're wrong about that. But I'm not going to defend him here.
And that's refreshing.
Bill, he's the father of my baby. I need him back. I think I deserve him.
You can't get him out of your system, can you?
I need this chance with Clark. Now, will you help me?
I told you I would.
Don't include you. What are you talking about? You just told me you were coming with us.
And now I'm telling you, I'm not.
I don't get it, Chris.
Thorne, you and the others go off to New York. Clark and I, we can do it another time.
You're not making any sense at all.
Thorne, please, don't ask me questions.
Kristen, I'm going to question you. I just stood here and heard you say how good it would be for you and Clark to come. And now suddenly... Wait a minute. I said New York. Is that it?
New York? What are you talking about?
You were all fired up about the trip until I said New York City.
Oh, right, yes. But the fact remains the same. We're not going, okay?
Why, Chris? What is it about New York?
Let's drop it. I'm not getting into that.
Getting into what?
Thorne, there are things I'd rather forget than to discuss ad nauseum with my brother.
Is it a guy?
Maybe.
Chris, you've been married a long time. It shouldn't be that painful anymore.
No, it shouldn't be. It shouldn't. Look, this isn't any help. Besides, you must have a lot of packing to do.
Okay. Promise me we'll talk about this when we get back?
You have a wonderful trip, Thorne. You deserve it. And for heaven's sakes, don't blow this out of proportion by talking to Ridge or anyone else.
Don't worry. I have the whole week planned. Most of it involves just my wife.
Well, I won't ask you to explain that.
Good. But don't be surprised if there's a pregnant sister-in-law around the house before too long.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. And that's all I'm gonna say.
I think you've said quite enough.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Hey, have a the time of your life, okay?
I plan to. Me and Caroline and Ridge and Brooke in New York City. It'll never be the same.
Brooke? Hi. Hi, I was just, I'm packing up to leave. I know. To go home and pack for our trip to New York. I have some bad news for you, Caroline.
All right, here's the first question. How much do you know about Kristen's past in New York City?
Well, she went to college there, Columbia. She lived on campus, then later she had an apartment.
Okay.
That's really all I know.
That's plenty. I mean, that's perfect.
It is?
Definitely.
Well, where do I go from here?
Go to the library and get a copy of Kristen's senior yearbook.
Yes, maybe she was a member of a sorority or something.
Now, whatever activities she was involved with, they'll be in there.
Well, if it was a sorority, there's probably a local chapter at an area college.
Now, let's assume that you get lucky and that you find out she was involved with a lot of extracurricular activities. You get a list of the people that she was involved with, you track them down, and then you find out more about Kristen Forrester.
Especially if it was a sorority sister. But what happens if I don't luck out and she isn't involved in any activities?
Well, then you have to get a little more creative.
Go on.
You get her old address from the alumni office. You write down all her credits. And then you start the interviews. Anyone and everyone. That's landlords, professors, deans. Then you can pose as an LA journalist and tell them that you're doing a feature on Kristen Forrester and that all you want is a little background information.
Oh, this is good. This is excellent. It's like you're a pro.
Well, I started out in journalism.
Perfect.
For what?
Well, a journalist is just what I'm going to need to help me with these interviews.
Wait a minute.
Bill, you said you'd help.
I have already helped you.
Oh, so now you're going to abandon me? Come on, it'll be like a game. You like challenges.
Yes. And you are my biggest challenge.
You know, Bill Spencer, you're a man like no other.
I sure hope you don't forget that.
Well, I won't, especially if you're there to remind me.
Are you sure that Clark Garrison's the man that you want?
I have to give it a try, Bill.
And what if you're wrong? And what if you make a mistake?
Then I'll turn in another direction.
Bad news. I'm afraid so.
What is it?
The trip to New York. Ridge is calling it off.
He is?
Yes.
Did you just speak to him?
Yeah, just a little while ago.
I see. What exactly did he say?
He said that he was going to talk to Thorne.
Well, that's really too bad.
Yes, it would have been fun.
Well, maybe we'll do it sometime later.
I'm sure. Caroline, do you mind if I ask you a question?
No, go ahead.
I get the feeling that you already knew about this. Did you?
Thorne,
Hey, Ridge.
can I talk to you for a minute?
Yeah, can I wait till after I pack?
No.
Mother and Dad, they're not coming. Tell you the truth, I halfway expected it.
None of us are going, Thorne.
Excuse me?
The trip to New York. I'm calling it off. I've canceled the plane reservations.
Did you, Caroline?
Know that our trip was canceled?
Yes.
Oh, how could I possibly have known that?
Well, that's a good question.
Why are you asking it?
Because of your reaction once I gave you the news. Like somebody had already told you.
No, Brooke, you're the first one to tell me that the trip has been canceled.
But it didn't come as a surprise to you.
Well, no, quite frankly, it didn't.
Why not?
Well, I think it was a little impulsive, don't you?
I like to call it spontaneous.
Well, whatever. I think that this is not exactly the most appropriate time to be going away.
That's funny. I thought the timing was perfect.
Brooke, why are you being argumentative with me?
I'm sorry. I really didn't mean to be.
Well, you are being.
I suppose there's no way around it, is there? You and I are always going to be defensive to some degree with one another.
We don't trust each other, Brooke.
I am trying to change that. Don't you want to change it?
Brooke, I would love to be able to trust you, but let's face it, you are never going to be candid with me. At least not about what really matters to you.
You mean about my feelings?
That's right.
Well, can you be candid with me?
I don't see why not.
How are you feeling about your husband these days?
You canceled our plane reservations?
Yeah.
Why in the hell did you do that?
Look, just slow down, little brother.
Ridge, this trip is important to Caroline and me.
Yes, I know.
Well, you could have asked me first.
Look, I just did what I felt I had to do.
Yeah, well, what I have to do is get away with my wife. Now, if you don't want to go, that's your decision.
What are you doing?
I'm calling the airline.
Thorne, don't do that.
Ridge, Caroline and I are out of here tonight. Yes, hello. I would like 2 reservations, please. First class for New York City for tonight. Yes, yes, I will hold.
Please put down the phone.
Ridge, take a hike, will you?
It's Mother.
What? What's wrong with Mother?
She and Dad aren't going.
Well, so what? Does that mean the rest of us can't go?
No. But we need to be here for them.
Did they ask for that?
Come on, you know they wouldn't. You've seen Mother. Has she ever looked as stressed out as she did this past week? We just can't leave Mother right now. Not after everything that's gone on in this family for the last couple of days. It's the least we can do for her.
I feel very good about my husband, Brooke. Now, I hope that answers your question.
You're upset that I asked.
No, I'm not. I understand your point. You would like it if we were more open with one another.
Just as we are with the men in our lives. At least I assume we are.
Are you?
Yes, I am. And I always try to be. It's a wonderful feeling, isn't it? To be able to open up and share your feelings and fears with the man you love most.
Yes, I believe that honesty is crucial to a successful relationship. Now, if you'll excuse me, I've got to wrap up some things before I head home.
Yes, I just wanted to tell you the news.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
I'll see you home.
Okay. Caroline Spencer. Thorne, hi. Wait a minute, calm down. What? Ridge canceled the trip? Why? Oh, honey, I'm sorry. I know you're disappointed. You really wanted to go. But I really do think that Ridge has a point. Listen, I'm on my way home now, okay? I'll see you in just a little while. Bye-bye.